Last time you were with us, we consolidated our position in the top half of the table, and we're just outside the playoffs. Today, we face the team that leads the league at the moment, but in the Papa John's Trophy. Can we get through to the semi-finals? Further than we've ever been before. And then we've got a game against a side currently in 13th place, but we lost to them last time out. Hello and welcome to episode 61 of To Be a Legend. I hope you're enjoying your bank holiday weekend. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games. First up, Bristol City, currently top of the League One, and we meet them today in the Papa John's Trophy quarterfinal. Further than we've ever been before. Well, the quarterfinal is anyway. Can we get to the semi-final? Who knows? League One opposition also in our second game. This time in League One, we play Morecambe, currently 13th in the table. Nothing has happened since you were last with us because we haven't played any games. But just to quickly net off, League One, just to recap from last time, finished this. I think we started and finished the episode in 8th place. 29 games played. Everybody else around us has played 30. The game in hand that we've got is Crawley, I think. And we're on 50 points, which is rather good as it currently stands. That's 22 points clear of the relegation zone as I make it. Is that 22? Yeah, 22 points clear of the relegation zone. Maths was working right. And obviously very close proximity, if we can keep up the form that we're in, close proximity to the playoff places, which is our next target, of course. Anything beyond that is just all but a dream. But then we're only 2 wins away, and if we to win the game in hand, we're only 3 points away from automatic position. So who knows where we're going? We will see. And if you've enjoyed the episode, not the episode, but if you've enjoyed the series so far, don't forget that big thumbs up and subscribe and all the rest of it. All helps me here on YouTube if you want it. But before we go any further, very bizarrely, in the news items, we have had the Papa John's Trophy semi-final coming up. And the draw before we've played our game does seem a bit weird, but let's go and have a look and see who we would play in the semi-final. It might just give us the incentive to push on and win the quarterfinal. Who knows? And here we are. Here is the draw for the semi-final. It's Buxton or Bristol City. Ipswich Town or Arsenal, so that side of it hasn't been played. We have had a round already been played in the quarterfinals. Or 2 games already played, should I say. Wigan lost on penalties to Liverpool under-21s, who are the favourites to win the competition. And Salford beat Bristol Rovers, also on penalties. Salford, I think they're a League One as well. Beating them on penalties after a 0-0. So far, it's all been a very tight affair. Will it be as tight today? We will find out. But let's have that draw for the semi-final if we can. Okay, we're underway. First out, Liverpool under-21s will play Salford, which means that we have Ipswich Town or Arsenal under-21s, and we will be playing away if we get through to the semi-final. So it's either Ipswich or Arsenal under-21s in the next round. It's not going to be easy. We've got to beat Bristol City, who are top. Ipswich currently, I think, are in 5th place, something like that. We will check in a minute, but so it's that's what's coming up if we can get past the opponents today, as in Bristol City, of course. Right, well, I don't think there's a great deal else to tell you. Say not a great deal's happened. Nothing has happened else in the transfer market as yet. Let's have a quick look. Zach Viner, we've had an offer for him to go out on loan. 80% of his wages. I'm looking to try and bump that up if I can. Lewis Dobby has agreed to go the end of the season to Dundee United. No great loss. So that's what we're working on at the moment. Nobody new coming in. As I said before, can't bring anybody in because we've got a little bit of a problem with the wages. We're overspent on the wages, not by a massive amount, but we're overspent. So we need to ship somebody out before we can bring somebody in. So we'll see what contrives very shortly and see if we can pull that back. With Zach Viner, if he was to go out, would save us somewhere in the region of just over £1,000. So that would give us a little bit of wriggle room in wage budget to perhaps bring somebody else in before the transfer window slams shut, so to speak. So hopefully that is what will happen. Right, without any more to do, let's go and have a look at the team that will face Bristol City. And here is the side that will face Bristol City in this Papa John's quarter-final with a place in the semi-final against either Ipswich or Arsenal under-21s. That is how it will pan out. I didn't check the past meetings. We've played Bristol City once in League One at Ashton Gate. On that occasion, beat them 3-2. If I remember rightly, Lewis Walker gave us the lead after 44 minutes. Degani equalised after 56. Oh, sorry, I tell a lie. Lewis Walker gave us the lead after 44. James Tilley gave us a 2-0 lead. So at half-time it was 1-0. James Tilley put us 2 up after 49 minutes. And then just to throw caution to the wind, Diagni got 1 back after 56. Lewis Walker made it 3-1 after 62. And then the penalty spot, Diagni, after 65 minutes, made it for a very squeaky bum time for the last 25 minutes of that game. And we managed to hang on to it and a win. It was 2. Today, we're playing a slightly different formation. The formation that we're going to play is with the 3 in the central with 2 defensive midfielders. So Thomas continues in goal. Linton, Sass, Davis, Smith and Tomlinson complete our back line. Walsh and McDonald play as the defensive midfielders. Richards, because he can't play in the attacking playmaker role, can play in that central midfield as an attacker. We have Omatoy on the left. Sam Burns playing on the right. Lewis Walker is up front. Molden, Gamble, Clark, Patterson, Moss, Pedder and Tilley make up the bench. And here's how the two teams line up. Playing a slightly unfamiliar 4-3-3 today. Bristol City playing a 4-2-3-1. Slaven Bilic, the manager. And confirmation of the teams. Our first highlight, after 5 minutes, Walsh with a free kick. It's headed in. And Andy Smith gets his second goal of the season. And we go 1 up after 6 minutes. Cracking free kick from Walsh. Right in the slot. And a goal. Corner now. Tomlinson with the corner. It's going to be an in-swinger. Crosses it deep and it's a second goal. Billy Sass Davis this time. Second goal, 8 minutes, we're 2 up. Great goal. Lovely header, both from set pieces. Tomlinson with a free kick to Burns, who's picked up a yellow card. Smith finds Walsh. Walsh punts one over the top, looking for the run of Walker. Walker, a bit slow off the mark. And it was a bit long as well, really. Wise in goal for Bristol City. And ball punted long. Tomlinson heads it down. And I think he tried to head it to Quite sure who's behind husband here. Can we find out now? It was Burns, but Burns wasn't having any of it. Dignate has headed down, defended by Sass Davis. Omatoy finds Walker. Walker into space, has a go, but fires it over the top. Walsh fires it in. It's gone over. Another corner on the far side. Tomlinson with another in-swinger. Scored from this last time. And we've scored again. And it's the same man, Billy Sass Davis. You would have thought they would have learned, wouldn't you? A question of offside, though. It won't count. Long ball. And Thomas comes out very confident and collected that ball, but he did have two defenders with him. Tomlinson was tracking back. He's picked up a yellow card now, notice. And I think, who is that? That's Smith, who's also got a yellow card. So Rebecca Welsh, the referee, giving out absolutely loads of yellow cards. Tomlinson to Burns. We'll be careful. We've had players sent off just recently. Left, right and centre. We need to be very, very careful. McDonald, Smith, McDonald, Walsh, Sass Davis, Walsh, Omatoy. Omatoy has Linton on the overlap. Back to Omatoy. Omatoy to Walsh, McDonald, Walsh, Linton. Cross it in. Richards. And he gets his first goal for us. Rico Richards. 3-0. Half time. 2 minutes of injury time, and it's nearly up in this first half. He's offside. It's not going to count. So we should have been 4 up in the end of that first half. As it is, we're still only 2 up. Picked up a boatload of yellow cards as well. Need to be careful in the second half. Andy Smith after 6. Sass Davis from a corner after 8. He did the same again, but he was offside. Or he wasn't offside. One of the other players was offside. And Rico Richards, we thought, had scored his first goal for us, but to no avail. He was offside. So those both rolled out. But we've had 8 shots, 5 of which have been on target. That's great. 0.79, 52% of the possession. Maybe we should play this formation a bit more often. Bristol City had 4 shots, just 1 on target, 0.28. 48% of the possession at the moment. We have 1 foot in the Papa John's Trophy semi-final, where at the moment we are likely to meet Ipswich Town. 66 minutes, Mometti, and just gone over. And with 67 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes at this juncture of time, both because of tiredness. Sam Burns is coming off. We've brought on Perry Moss on that right side. Burns not playing particularly well again today. I think his days could well be numbered with us. We brought him in, and he's not turned out to be the player that we hoped he would be. Joe Tomlinson is also off, and he's replaced by James Clark. And Bristol City have come back into this match quite a lot. Linton, a long throw to Walker. Walker crosses it for Moss, who's got it onto the crossbar, and it's gone out for a corner. We will have a corner. And we have scored from set pieces. Walsh. An in-swinger. Sass Davis, but this time it goes over the top. And with 85 minutes on the clock, we're going to make our final changes. And we've got a number of players who are tired, but we can't take them all off. Billy Sass Davis has come off for Patrick Gamble. We have taken off Rico Richards for Rafferty Pedder, and Lewis Walker has come off up front for James Tilley. No more highlights. It's finished 2-0. Those 2 goals inside the first 10 minutes. And obviously in the first half, we could have made that certainly by 4. But we didn't have many chances in the second half. We seemed to become tired, and Bristol City grew back into the game. Not that they could do anything. We seemed to thwart them somewhat. We did sort of like have the better end to the game, but as it was. 15 shots, 6 on target. I think we'd had 5 in the first half, so we only put 1 on target in the second half. 1.46. 53% of the possession. Bristol City having 10 shots, 3 on target, 1.07. We have beaten them, and we have gone through to the semi-final of the Papa John's Trophy. We know that we are going to play either Ipswich or Arsenal under 21s. Let's go and find out who we are playing in that semi-final. And the news is this. We scored 2 goals from set pieces, but they all count at the end of the day. We'll be playing Ipswich in that semi-final. Let's go and have a look of when that will be. And here is confirmation. Not until March. We got the whole of February to go. We've got a bit of a break now down to the semi-final. And that's where it is. Ipswich plugged in there. We play Ipswich at home in League One, and then Fleetwood, and then Ipswich Town again a week later almost. But this time in the trophy semi-final. Can we make it through to the final? I'm beginning to think we possibly can now. This is quite incredible, actually. So 3 clean sheets in a row, and motoring on through to the semi-final. What club vision? Being competitive in it. Very pleased in the EFL trophy. So we've ticked all the boxes as far as that's concerned. Doing rather well. Which means that we've got Morecambe up next. Last time we played them, we lost to them by 2-1. Mind you, that was quite considerably earlier in the season when we were on a bit of a bad run. Form was abysmal, as you'll see here. So we'd come out of pre-season. We'd won our first game in League One and then hit a bit of a shudder. And we were inconsistent at best. And by this point, we were sort of lowly. And then dug ourselves out and started to find our way forward. And we went on that really, really good run. Hit a little bit of a judder against Bristol Rovers. But that was just, from what I can tell, as so far, just a judder. Let's hope today's game proves that it was only just a judder. Do we stick to the formation we played against Bristol City, or do we go a bit more expansive? I've got a decision to make, but let's go and have a look at the team that will face Morecambe in this second game of the episode. And this is the team that will face Morecambe in this Sky Bet League One game. Thomas in goal then. Scanlon, Williams, Gamble and Tomlinson making up our defensive line. Walsh and Patterson playing as the defensive midfielders with Griffiths in front of them. Walker playing on the left, Moss playing on the right, and Burns playing as the out-and-out attacker up front. Couple of changes to this than would have been preferred. Griffiths is in because we have a Mundell has a cold. He's out for 2 or 3 days, so he'll miss this game, but he will be back. And then add to that, Moss plays out on the right side because Omatoy is tired, albeit Rico Richards could play out there. I'm tempted, actually, to start Rico Richards out on the right just to see how he gets on. His preferred position. Let's set him up as an inverted winger. Right, so that's that's how we set up. Walker, we'll leave him as an inside forward. He appears to play just as well on that side as an inside forward. On the bench then, Malden, Linton, Smith, McDonald, Pedder, Moss and Omatoy. Just making sure that we do have a defensive midfielder. We don't have a defensive midfielder, but McDonald can play as a defensive midfielder. So McDonald is the player that will be there just in case. And here's confirmation of how the two teams line up. Morecambe playing a 4-2-3-1. And we're playing our 4-3-3 or 4-2-1-2-1, whichever way you look at it. Confirmation of the table. Morecambe in 13th. We're in 8th. Morecambe 8 points behind us. And confirmation of the teams. Our first highlight to Morecambe. Hunter with a free kick. So Walker gets the header in. Burns to Griffiths. Griffiths finds Burns. Burns is caught out and Morecambe have the play. And Phillips is in. He's headed it past Thomas. And there you go, 1-up. Third goal of the season for Phillips after 23 minutes. And we go behind. We have a throw in on the far side. Tomlinson to Burns. Back to Tomlinson. Crosses it in, but it's headed back out. Tomlinson there to tidy up. Scanlon couldn't get anywhere near it. Walsh has picked it up in midfield. He comes forward looking for Richards. Richards to Tomlinson. Tomlinson. And he's cut it a bit short, but Patterson's picked it up. Patterson back to Gamble. Gamble finds Williams. Williams has Scanlon in acres of space. And can he exploit that space? Scanlon. He's block shot. And Burns just over the top. And half-time comes. We're a goal behind at half-time. One of those games, they've had 4 shots, 2 of which are on target. 0.12, 49% of the possession. We've had 6 shots. We've only managed to get 1 on target. 0.49, 51%. Just need to get more on target, really, is what we need to do. We're okay, but we just need to make sure we don't lose that ball in midfield. And our first highlight of the second half, 56 minutes in. It's to Morecambe. They've made 1 change. Dozell for Hargreaves at half-time. And still looking a bit despondent at the moment. That's a long shot from distance. Goes in the arms of Thomas. And with 66 minutes behind and a goal behind, we need to do something. And we're going to change it up a little bit. What we're going to do is Omatoy's going up front. Burns, who's not having a good game, once again is coming off. I think I'm going to put him up for sale, see if we can get rid of him before the end of the transfer window. Problem is, he's bringing somebody in to replace him. That is the big problem. Walsh, Liam Walsh, he's come off. Kyle McDonald's taking his place. And Joe Tomlinson is also off. Andy Smith is taking his place on the right wing-back position. And with 81 minutes on the clock, still not finding a way through. No more highlights. Rico Richards and Lewis Walker, both very tired now. So we've replaced Lewis Walker with Linton, Josiah Linton, and Perry Moss on the right. Let's see if we can just get something. We need to give them a little bit of a jib along. And absolutely no more highlights in that second half. And we've gone and lost by a goal from Kieran Phillips after 23 minutes. We've not played well today. And I think we've a little bit of upside after the Bristol City game, to be honest. And I'm not sure this formation works completely. I think it's thingy in work. Work in progress. That's the word I was looking for. So we've had 11 shots, 3 on target. It wasn't too bad. 0.71. 48% of the possession. They've had 13 shots, 3 on target. 0.39 on the XG. 52% of the possession. We've lost back-to-back games against Morecambe. A bit of a thorn in our side. Are they our nemesis in this series? Let's hope not. We need to beat them, and we do. Yeah. Kieran Phillips getting the winning goal. Let's see how that affects the table. And disappointingly, I know we still have that game in hand, but even if we win that game in hand now, the best we can be is in 6th place. And if we'd won that game, we'd have been touching on this. But I guess we just got to keep going. And if we can hit another bit of a run of form like we did, and we can have a good run, who knows where we could be. I think that would have pushed us on had we been there. And it's a bit disappointing. I feel a bit despondent at the end of this episode. Well, we finished the episode on another losing vein. The first time we've lost since we lost to Bristol Rovers. So I suppose not too bad, but we need to get back into winning ways. And we're going to try it against Crawley Town, currently 23rd, and Salford, who are 19th. Crawley Town being our game in hand as well. So we'll see what obeys there. We're going to come back for Milton Keynes Dons and Wigan. Wigan Athletic currently at 2nd and 9th. Going to be a tough episode, that. But we're just as likely to win it. So we're going to come back for Milton Keynes Dons and we're going to round up of the rest of the transfer window, whether we can actually bring any more players in. Going to try and see if we can get rid of Burns very quickly because he's been a waste of space since we brought him in. We'll see what we can do and hopefully we can make some progress on that. Well, I hope you join me for the next episode. If you have enjoyed today's episode, then please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button, which will keep you up to date with all that's happening here on To Be a Legend, our other series making Chelsea stand proud. And you need to watch the next episode to see whether we continue the series or not, or whether we start a new series. And of course, if we do start a new series, you'll also know about it if you've hit that notification button. If you want to keep up to date with what's happening on this channel as a general thing, the best way to do it is follow me on Twitter, JustOffside2. And new episodes To Be a Legend are currently released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. I hope you've enjoyed your long weekends and that you're all fit and ready to go for the rest of the week. We'll see you again on Thursday for episode 62. Until then, it's a very goodbye. Goodbye.